Hey, how's it going, guys? Decided to do something a little bit different today as far as the channel goes. It's something that's I've been into for a while. So I want to show you guys my home gym. This is a Marcy system. I just want to tell you a little bit about it. I used to be a member of commercial gyms, working out. I did martial arts, all kind of things, but as far as lifting weights, I've been in a couple of commercial gyms and they closed and had to move to other ones, and you pay very amounts of money. So 2020, the pandemic came around, they closed all the gyms. It just seemed ridiculous. I didn't know how long I was gonna have to wait. So I looked into investing in a home gym. I've had some garage gyms and stuff in the past, and it didn't really work for me mentally to just go in the garage and start lifting weights, but this one here is in a room inside my house, and I've got it set up pretty good, so let's talk about it. I'm gonna show you the gym. I'm gonna do somewhat of a review, some ins and outs of this particular unit and the Marcy systems, and yeah, see what you think about my gym. Okay, here we are. Let's get started right now with the gym, or the power rack itself. This is the Marcy 9010 G, I believe. MD9010 is the Marcy Diamond Elite series. There was one unit above this one that I really wanted, but at the time, and still today, honestly, you can't buy weights. And when stores do get them, people are buying them and then reselling them for 120% markup. But anyway, the one I wanted is the one, I believe it's a step above this one, and it was red. I was totally in love with it. The pulleys were adjustable, has a little bit better features, but that thing stayed sold out and I just couldn't get it, so I went with this one. I'm not really mad about that at all. Let you get some close up on the finish. Just to get a look at the rack. It has the two pulleys up here, and here. So this gym, or this rack as I call it, has as you can see right here, the Smith machine. Has the locks, so you can set it up if you're doing pin presses, or there's multiple uses for it. Except the two cable for, you can hook your lap bar, cable flies, or whatever, tricep press downs, whatever you want to do. It also has the pec deck, which you can see here. It goes through this cable system. Yeah, I got a couple of tins on there right now. It has the bar holder. It does not come with a bar. I bought this bar separate. I'll get into that later. It doesn't come with any weights. It's simply just a rack. This is probably the most confusing and difficult thing to do is the cables, and it's really not that bad. You have six, let me get back out, 6 pegs, I guess is what y'all would call it, to support your weights. It really needs 4 on each side, honestly. I'm going to see if I can order 2 more of these from Marcy, and then I'm just going to, in the plates, I'm going to drill my own holes and mount them up here, because why not? It just makes sense to have it up there. I can't see any downside to it. Anyway, let's get a good look at everything here. The cable also comes down here. You got a place for your feet, so you can do rows, any kind of cable pulling exercises on the ground. I've done curls, kickbacks, lateral raises. That's pretty much it. It's kind of an all-in-one deal. Look at the bench here. It has leg extension, and of course you can do leg curl. Excuse my closet. I keep all the accessories in here, along with other things. I'm just going to set it up here. You got your preacher, the pad for the preacher curl. So I gotta look at this thing. It has this bar, which will go right in here. There's a pin, so I'm just gonna lay it there. There's a pin that goes through that attaches that on, so you can take it off when you're not using it. So you do your curls. It is, the height of that is adjustable. If I flip this over, it's got 3 holes, and there's a lock down there at the bottom. It's pretty. I'm 6 foot, or between 6 foot and 6'1". I'm about 215 right now, depending on the day. I'm close to 215. 215. I put it on the first hole, and it works pretty good, depending on how I have my elbows, because I do change hand position sometimes. This pad right here will come into your elbow. This is also movable. I originally had it in the first hole. I don't know whose legs are that long. This could use a little more adjustability, but I'll get into the pros and cons of it as well. But anyway, that's adjustable. The bench, it has 1 level of decline, and then you pull this pin clearly just like a regular gym. You set it up. It will go pretty high. One interesting thing about this, I say it's interesting depending on the person, it has this contour in it in the lumbar area, and I know if you're benching, then you're going to arch your back if you're doing it right, getting your leg drive and everything. And it seems like they attempted to make this in a fashion to go ahead and force you to roll up on your traps a little bit, but honestly I wish they would have just left it flat. But again, that's maybe a con for me. I've learned to work with it. It's not horrible. I bench on it just fine. But anyway, these are your pegs for the bench. Comes with 2 sets of these. These are the short ones, and there's a longer one. I put this little thing in here just for the accessories. So you got you get this in there as well for kickbacks. That's pretty much everything you get. And then my lap bar. Let me show you my lap bar. This is cool. Yes, it's cool, but this is what I did to make it work the way I want it to work. So that's your lap bar. You have 2 holes, 3 holes total, 1 in the center, 1 there and there. If I'm getting that. It does have a slight bend to it. I added these little links of chain so that I could connect it to this here. The 2 chains come down, that way I get an even pull on the cables. Instead of just working one side, I don't like to sit here on this side or one side or the other and just do lats, but you can just throw some chain on there. It's cheap at Lowe's. I say it's cheap. I had to buy a lot of D-rings and stuff. I don't like these deals right here. Let me see if I get this. These barrel style rings are what it come with. Oh, they're stronger, you know, but we're not towing, you know, I'm not Larry Wheels. And even this is rated at 500 or 600 pounds, so you're not gonna pull anything that heavy on these cables. That's just too cumbersome for me to open that barrel every time. So I bought a carabiner that snaps open like every other gym in the world. And I put those everywhere that I felt like I needed them. Bad boys for doing your crossovers. It also comes with a straight bar. I do tricep push down, some curls with that. These are those longer pegs I was talking about. And it comes with a whole crap load of these things. I despise them. But they do work. I only use collars for squatting. I bought these locking collars, pretty cheap. They're amazing. So anyway, that's the gym. It's a good looking thing. It's pretty strong. It's pretty heavy. It took me approximately 3 days to put this thing together using the instructions. And I mean, obviously I wasn't working on it 8 hours a day. I have a real job. But in the evenings, but I'll tell you, you can put it all together in about 6 hours, depending. It may take you a little bit more than that. And then after I got it together, I went back over and I found little places that I didn't tighten up, and there's really no torque specs in the instructions. It's kind of like a picture follow along deal. I left these a little bit loose just because I knew that was a joint and it was going to move, but then later the bench was wobbly, so I had to tighten everything up, and it works fine. You just kind of learn it. One thing I did is I went to Harbor Freight. Being a mechanic car guy, these are like the lining for a toolbox drawer. I put that underneath there because this is carpet, and I'm not going to change my flooring. This thing is heavy. It came in 3 boxes. I don't know, I think they say it weighs about 400 or 500 pounds. But if you're benching 225, 230 and you rack it hard, or it's going to move around a little bit. I didn't want it moving around, so I got this stuff. It's very grippy, and I put it underneath all the pegs, or the feet. You can see on the 4 main ones, and it has not moved yet. So I'm cool with that. So that's the Marcy MD9010 Gym. Pec deck. You can't really do, I haven't tried to do rear delts on this, but let's take a little second here and I'll get into the pros and cons of this system, which is maybe what some of y'all are really, if you're contemplating buying it, how it's going to work for you and all that. Okay, so for pros, I think it's a good gym. It's high quality metal, everything works on it very well. Nothing to worry about there. If you're worried about the quality, it's the welds, the bolts, everything's good. I think it's going to last a long, long time. Nothing to worry about that way, but cons is where I'm going to put the focus on this. Of course, I like to focus on the negatives, but there's not that many. It could be detrimental to some people on this one. And the first one is going to be this bench. Again, the quality and everything is good on this bench. But man, this joker is tall. I'm 6 foot, almost 6'1". I did mention earlier this lumbar area right here. I don't know if you can see that. You can see that it's got a big bulge in it here that's supposed to go, I guess, in the small of your back. Because when you're laying down benching, it's natural to be that way. I would prefer if it's flat, but that's not just a huge killer for me. And this has kind of flattened somewhat over time. I'm sure it will never go all the way flat, but I can work with that. But the biggest, absolute biggest flaw in this bench is its height. If you're serious about working out, and I guess if you bought a home gym, you would have to be. When I lay back on this bench at 6 foot, this is my bar. It's not the best position, but you can't get your heels down. I can't get my heels down, even if I wear shoes. Shoes helps. But it's hard to get that leg drive and get back on your traps to get your scapulas open so you can bench right. I've been doing it, I make it work, but I kind of got to stay on my toes, and you have to really think about it. So that's a huge thing. If you are a short person, 5 foot, maybe 5'3" or less, 5'5" might even be a problem, you're going to struggle with this bench. It is super tall. So that being what it is, that could be an issue. I've contemplated possibly buying a separate bench, and I probably will. This room just isn't big enough, so I can't really accommodate that right now. This bench has its purposes. You got the leg extension and all that, you could use it, but I really want just a regular old bench that's lower so I can bench properly on it. That's my biggest complaint about this whole setup is this bench. While it's good and I can show you the adjustments on it. 2, 3, 4. Rarely, you're never going to use that. Some shoulder exercises I use it for, but that first level is almost perfect. Probably like a 35-degree angle. Maybe it's hard to tell. But it's good. It's just really tall, and this bulge and this section here, the way they made it, if you try to do some hip thrusts, I know a lot of people like to do those now, or pullovers, you're going to struggle with this bench. You can use this flat part here, but it's just not conducive to doing those type of exercises. Anytime you get an all-in-one gym, you know you're going to have some compromises. I get that. But I just want to point those out to you if you're looking to spend the money on this. You might want to go try one out somewhere. Or if you have a separate, just a bench already, you'd be in good shape. I'm going to bring the camera up here so you can see. I added the same material that's underneath the legs. I wrapped around with a zip. I did have 2 zip ties, but I probably ended up breaking one of them. I don't remember. You see the other side. It does have these ends. It comes with all 4 of these, so you don't catch your toes or whatever, because I work out barefoot a lot. I do squats and deadlifts barefoot. I'm in the house, so I tend to stay barefoot, but I wrapped this stuff around so that it gets traction on the carpet, so the bench is hard to move, and when you get your body weight on there, it won't move around. But prior to that, we get a little bit of movement, and that was a little bit disappointing, but this cable is honestly, it's too short. That's, if the camera's got a good, you're maxed out right there. So if you can see that, what is that, 6, 12, maybe 2.5 feet. So if you're doing some kickbacks, you've got to literally press your body up against this pad. You would have to press your body right up against the pad and try to do it that way. For back exercises, just pulling on it, it's perfect, it's fine. But what I have learned, or what I've discovered, is, like I said, I went to Lowe's and I bought chain all kind of lengths of chain, and I have some in my drawer over there. You can add length on the end of to make the chain longer out here to kind of compensate. It works, but just something to be aware of. If you plan on buying this, you will probably want to spend some more money on chains and accessories, carabiners and all that, so take that into account for your budget. The other thing, the one I wanted, the different system, those work fine, but as you can see, it's in a fixed position. So I have contemplated standing on the bench or a box to do cable flies for my chest to hit different angles. Haven't did it so far, but you know, that's just part of this gym. But other than that, no real complaints with it. It's pretty sturdy. I've squatted 300 and I benched 260 or so on it, and I rack it pretty hard sometimes. No complaints. Yeah, so that's it. Take it for what it's worth. The quality, the finish is pretty good. I did add some lube to this, some grease. It doesn't, I just felt better doing it, but it works fine. As far as the length on those cables for chest, it's fine for somewhat of my height. Really the only problem is that cable is too short on the bottom, but hey, maybe Marcy will have a solution for that we could buy or something, I don't know. Just add some chain and rock out. And of course, I guess another con is that I did mention when you curl, sometimes it's probably not going to be accurate for everybody, the best position. And as with all these little gyms like this, if I put a 45, I got those IGX coated plates, which are awesome. But I mean, it hits, you can probably see the mark. That's where the top of the plate's hitting, and it causes it to sit at a wonky little angle, and then the plate gets jammed up on there. I mean, it's a leg extension. If you're a grown man, you're going to be doing 100 pounds on there. If you're doing accessories or finishers, you know, 70, 75. So you're going to have to stack some weight on there. And it's barely enough, and I'm not strong. So if you're He-Man, you might want to look at something different, I don't know. I guess a pro, I think the angle on this Smith machine is a good thing. I don't know if I have enough room to get the angle of the dangle here. But you can see it goes back. I don't diddly squat about a Smith machine. Used to hate on them all the time. You see a lot of dudes benching like, got 2 plates, I did 225. No, you didn't. But as long as you're aware of that, I've found a bunch of uses, pin presses, all kind of things. I use the Smith machine a lot. And you can see I did buy a bar. But yay, that's that. So yeah, I'll give you guys a little tour of the gym. I know you've already seen most of it, but let me show you what I got as far as weights and equipment. Okay guys, got busy. It's been a little while since I was able to get back in here and finish up this gym video. So I'm just going to give you a quick little tour of all the parts or things that I have in the gym. So yeah, let's get to it real quick. It's small, so this won't take but a second. You've already seen most of it. Got the dumbbells, cute little 3-pound pink ones. I got from 3 to 25 on this side. Come over here, from 30 all the way up to 55. I'd like to have a pair of 75s. I don't really need anything heavier than that on a dumbbell for the programming I'm doing right now, and I usually use those for accessory exercises, so that's good. One cool little thing here, I got this rack, if you will, I guess you call that a rack, plate holder, VTX. I bought that at a fitness store here in town. Got a pretty decent deal on it. Still don't have enough weights to fill it up. I don't really need. I could use another pair of 45s, some more 10s, and another pair of 25s. I'll probably be good for a good little while. But anyway, that's that. I got a 1-inch bar back there that I use for some random stuff. This is my TV, the stereo. This is also Bluetooth. Bought this off Amazon. It's a pretty cool little deal. I like it. Changes colors. You can set it to several different colors where it'll rotate to the colors. A Roku TV so I can play music or watch fitness videos or whatever in here. I got the all-important clock so I can time my rest periods, and I can keep up with time under tension, and also know what time I got to go to work and everything else. So this is my old 531. This is actually the new one right here. Did go up in weights. Got this little shelf, just a little Walmart deal. I keep my cleaner and a rag. I got some knee wraps up here. Just such a little station to keep everything up with. We've already seen the drawers back there. I've added a few things. This is basically just some garage railing. I got my weight belts. Got the Cannon Curl arm blaster. And I got a few straps, wrist straps, and those silicone bands. I'm starting to use a little more bands. Really need a different kind of band to do what I want to do with it. Anyway, this is it in a nutshell from the back corner. So I'm going to lay out all the accessories that this gym comes with here by the bench so everybody can see. I guess I better make mention of my cool mirrors. I got a super deal on both of these. One was actually free, and the other one I had to pay a little bit of money for, but it really sets it off. So let me get these the pieces and parts laid out here so everybody get an idea and see exactly what this gym comes with, and we'll go from there. Alright, I think everything should be in frame there. You got the preacher curl pad, as we showed earlier. You got your rope with the little balls on the end, so you can do tricep push downs and do all kind of exercises with that. I'm not going to get into training people on how to exercise. This is what it comes with. Got the V-bar. That's what I call it, for doing pulls and rows. The two straps. That is the curl apparatus with the pin inside it. The lap bar, and then the little strap here for doing kickbacks. It's mediocre. I do have another one over there that I bought that is better, but it works. I actually use both of them sometimes. You can just wrap one on each ankle and then swap out the D-rings. I will point out that, yeah, like I mentioned, that I bought these chains and I bought the D-rings. I'm sorry, not D-rings, but I guess you call that a D-ring, but anyway. Even though it's not really a D. But the clips there, I bought those, hardware store. I'll pan up here real quick. I added these on each side as well. It doesn't come with those. It comes with this, I want to call it crap because that's actually a stronger fastener, theoretically, because of threads, but that's a whole nother issue. but I don't want to jack around with screwing and unscrewing that barrel all the time. And honestly, like I said, a taller person or a person with longer limbs, this gym's a little bit, the cabling's a little bit short, so this gives you a little more flexibility, but also makes it easy to clip off and on your tools, just like you'd see in a regular gym. So that's a little bit of added expense that you might want to get a heads up on. Wasn't a huge deal for me, but yeah, so this is it. That is everything. It does not come with weights. And this is my little tiny home gym. I get creative in here. I get a lot of work done. I've been progressing on my program, getting stronger. A little bit more size, so I'm cool with that. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for the Marcy home gym. Just want to do a little review, something besides automotive type stuff, just another little aspect of life here. But I wanted to do this video because this is a cool gym and it may help somebody out who's in the market. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and come back to the channel and check it out. 901 Street Kings, stay salty, my friends.